Okay, guys, time for a little rainy day update on the good old F22 300 wheel horsepower all motor machine. Working title right now is Project Gryphon. If you know any mythology, you know that the Gryphon is similar to the Phoenix in a sense of being reborn from the ashes. And since Tucson does not like Phoenix very much, we're not going to call it Project Phoenix. So, quick update is that the motor, engine block, girdle, mains, main caps, and the crank are all at the machine shop currently, getting cleaned and magnafluxed to make sure none of the nasties from that exploded oil pump made it through critical passageways. So yeah, we're just waiting to hear back on that. Hopefully there is no major damage to the crank. The journals all looked great, so we're not too worried about that. But if there was any additional damage as far as cracks when the oil pump shattered, we want to catch that before we put it all back together, because I do not want to keep tearing this thing apart once we get it going. So this is an EK style proportioning valve mounted to our rear cross member. Plumb to it is Robert from Hush Performance's custom brake line kit. These are routed up to a stock brake master cylinder with banjo fittings provided by Robert, as well as his Hush Performance vacuum booster delete plate. And you'll also see the S2000 clutch master cylinder tucked back there in just a moment. The reason we chose this route is to keep Honda's cross braking system, which allows for a lot more safety. Meaning, if you lose a wheel, cylinder, or caliper, or any of the brake lines, you still got a front and rear brake providing positive engagement, allowing you to safely come to a stop. So once again, Robert, thank you so much for the assistance and that, and look forward to never having to test it. Okay, guys, so right now you're looking up some ARP wheel studs for the Hondas. That's my segue into the Amazon affiliate program. Down below, you'll see some links for the wheel studs, as well as the ARP head studs that you see on the screen now. And in a little bit, you'll see some Permatex Ultra Slick Assembly Lube. What the Amazon affiliate program is with those links below. Basically, it allows me to get paid from Amazon. Whether or not you buy those items specifically from those links doesn't really matter. If you need them, great. There's your links. If not, just click on those links. Use that to search for what you need. If you need B series head studs or a different brand assembly lube, if you don't prefer the Permatex, by all means search for what you need. And if you got it, great. Anything you purchase, whether it's automotive related or computers or books, or tools or anything else that is in the Amazon world, and let's face it, Amazon's got everything now. If you use one of my links to get there, I'll get a small kickback, usually about 2% of whatever you purchase. Doesn't cost you a dime more. All it does is it just helps me expand this channel that you're watching. It'll help me fund more goodies for Project Gryphon, the hatchback, the 300 wheel horsepower F22 all motor that I think most of you guys are here to see, as well as some other little projects that I'm working on here and there. So again, if you see those links down below, click them, share them, use them. Yeah, we're down. The last video you saw, the oil pump shattered. I'm guessing it happened on the 121 shift that killed the valves that were previously in there, as well as probably caused the material to go through the cylinder head, which caused the damage that Robert at Hush Performance and BC Moto helped with the repair on. Thank you again so much for that. Then we got some cold and rainy days while I had some vacation that just kind of hindered some progress on the car. But there's been some work slowly but surely, just about every day, whether it's just planning or cleaning or just kind of rethinking what's going on and making sure everything is set up and ready to go when everything's back. I'll find out hopefully by the end of the week as far as the block and the crank is concerned, as far as if everything is safe and salvageable. We're going to have it decked at the same time. I didn't mention that earlier. Spoke to Scott Byers, who built the engine, and he verified as long as we just square it up and just take it down past the pitting marks that I showed you in a previous video from the rust on the sleeves, we should still have plenty of room for the rod stretch from the aluminum rods. So that's always a scary area for me is the aluminum rods. I'm still not sure their strength, their ability, capacity as far as the abuse. I know they're running pro stock cars. I know they're running supermods and all these top fuel dragsters, and those guys rebuild their motor between rounds. This motor is supposed to last for hopefully a little while longer until we can come up with funds for another build or a bigger, bolder build. I can say right now, not knowing what's going on with the crank yet, if it is toast, it's not the end, but it's definitely, everything's going to go on the back burner as far as the build. I may chase down a stock F to put back in there, or maybe even H23 non-VTEC, just to get the car on the road, driving, get some seat time back in it. Transmission's not changing, so learning how to shift that cable shifter, even on a lower power plant would still be beneficial. And I know some tips and tricks and tweaks that we can do to either of those motors to, well, it won't be 300 horsepower like this one, at least be better than stock. So got suspension to still work on. So pretty much sure I'm going to do progress on that. I've had a couple people tell me that, the technology's evolved. Why don't I? I can't afford strange. I can't afford $700 to $1,000 a corner on suspension. So this isn't a shop-sponsored SFWD car. This is my paycheck to paycheck, pay for what I can when I can build. So I keep just kind of rambling on here in thought, so I apologize for my ramblings, but you clicked on it, so we're here. Another thing I want to talk about with you guys is I mentioned earlier in some of the footage that I shot earlier about the Amazon affiliate links. Whether or not that works, I don't know. We're going to try it out and see. I know a few guys that I follow on YouTube that have a lot of luck with it, and while it's not getting rich by any means, get a small percentage of anything that gets purchased under my links down below. So check down below. Go to my website, which is tiltedshamrock.com. That is kind of my new brand. That's the name of the channel you're watching right now. Kind of getting away from the Gen 2 ITR thing, because Tilted Shamrock's going to kind of encompass everything, not just the automotive side, but some of the projects I do here with the home improvement thing, fixing up my mom's house, some gardening, two big fat green thumbs. um, just some things I've watched around as far as rain collection. I want to try to get into some solar, maybe down the road. And some of you guys have laughed at me already, but I want to try to find some acreage. Not a lot, maybe. I think 5 would be plenty. 3 to 10 would be probably perfect, if not a little too much on that bigger scale. So, and I want to try that shed to house thing that is pretty popular. So laugh at me all you want, but that's kind of what I want to do. Whether or not that's in my lifelong budget. There's so much more that got missed tonight, guys, so make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. We'll see you next time. Tilted Shamrock out.